everyone, welcome to Flow and Open with Amy. Thank you so much for joining me on the mat today. This is yoga for a tight neck. So if you're anything like me today, I am experiencing a lot of stiffness, a lot of tightness kind of in my upper back and my neck area. So this is just a really nice sequence to go through just to help to relieve some of the tightness, relieve some of the tension up in this area of the body. No equipment is needed for this practice, just yourself and a surface to practice on. So let's go ahead and get started. Start in a comfortable cross-leg position, whatever that means for you. Go ahead and just place your hands on your knees, palms down. Start to close the eyes and just take a few deep breaths. Inhaling and opening the mouth, exhaling. As you do that, just noticing your shoulders kind of falling and already feeling some tension being released on those exhales. And after you've done a few just like that, start to close the mouth, close the lips, and just inhale and exhale out through the nose. And maybe as you start to take more breaths, you notice that the inhales and the exhales are starting to become longer and deeper. And just noticing right away and immediately how just a few short moments of tuning into the breath can already give you a sense of relief. Already feeling some of the stiffness, tightness, tension within the body just melting away. Good. You can keep the eyes closed if you'd like, or just gently have them open with a soft gaze. Let's start to just find some gentle neck rolls here. So just very gently and very slowly rolling out the neck in one direction. Dropping the ear to the shoulder, chin to the chest, ear to the shoulder, and the head back. And whenever you're ready, just switch the direction of those gentle neck rolls. So always moving very gently when working with the neck. Never rushing, never just kind of throwing things back, but being very intentional with the movements. And in these neck rolls, if you find a spot that just really feels good, really needs some extra love, and you want to linger in that spot, feel free. Good. Slowly come back up. Bring the neck straight, head up over the chest, and just start to roll the shoulders up and back. So just gently taking 3 shoulder rolls in one direction and 3 in the other. Good. On your next breath in, inhale, reach both your arms up overhead, and as you exhale, drop that left hand down to the left side. Start to reach the right arm up and over the head, feeling an opening in the right side body. Being very aware of that right shoulder, pressing it down out of your ear, not creating more tension in that upper back. Really feeling this opening starting from the right hip and keeping that right sit bone, that right butt cheek rooted down into the earth. Good. On your next inhale, come back up, reach both arms up overhead, press the shoulders down the back. And as you exhale, drop the right arm, leaning towards the right, reaching those left fingertips towards the edge of your mat. Consciously keeping that left shoulder pressed down so the shoulder's not creeping up into the ear. One more cycle of breath here. Good. As you inhale, come back to center, reach both arms up. And as you exhale, just drop both hands down in front of you, finding a forward fold in this seated position. Allow the head and the neck to just totally drop, totally release. Let gravity work for you in this shape. Allow it to support you. Good. Slowly walk the hands back in towards the feet. And let's come onto our hands and knees, finding tabletop position. So very mindfully, very gently coming into tabletop position. So placing the wrists under the shoulders, knees under the hips. We're going to take thread the needle pose here. So on your next breath in, inhale, reach that right arm up towards the sky. And then as you exhale, thread the needle, so bringing it underneath the left arm, bringing the right shoulder, the right ear down towards the mat, and stretching that left arm up overhead. So really feeling a nice opening in the back here, in the upper back. And also along the left side of your body as you're reaching those left fingertips towards the front of your mat. Staying here just a few breaths and kind of wiggling and moving in and out of this pose however you need to create space in those tight areas. Good. One more breath here. Excellent. Bring that left hand back under the shoulder. Inhale, reach the right arm back up. And as you exhale, kind of circle that arm back and down. Let's thread the needle over to the other side. So as you inhale, reach the left arm up overhead. And as you exhale, bringing it back behind that right arm. Left ear, left shoulder fall down to the mat. Right arm reaches up overhead, fingertips reaching towards the top of the mat. Taking a few deep breaths here. And if possible, keeping that inhale and exhale out through the nose. Really feeling an opening in the left side of the back, the left shoulder blade. Good. Start to walk those right fingertips back. Inhale, lift the left arm up. And exhale, bring it back down to your mat. Excellent. Let's start to straighten the legs and find downward facing dog. Really pressing down through the hands, keeping the shoulders out of the ears. It's kind of our main focus here. It's just keeping any tension, any stress out of the neck, out of the upper part of the back. Maybe it feels good to kind of lift up on the toes and then drop the heels back down. Alternating, dropping the heels, walking your dog, letting the hips kind of swing side to side. Good job. Slowly start to walk your hands back towards your feet. We're going to take a nice forward fold here at the back of the mat. So walk the hands back towards your feet. And begin to grab opposite elbows with your opposite hand and just letting the head totally hang here. So maybe finding a little bend in the knees feels good. That's what I'm doing here. That feels really nice. And just completely dropping, completely letting any tension, any tightness, any stress just fall off of the shoulders, rolling off the body onto your mat, spilling onto the floor. Maybe it feels good to find a gentle rock from side to side. So not only are you feeling a release in the upper back and the shoulders here, also feeling a nice release in the hamstring and maybe even the low back as well. Continue to breathe. Continue to come back to your breath, bringing you back to the present moment. Good. Release the arms, bring the hands back down to your mat. Slowly walk back out into downward facing dog. Yearning the heels towards the earth, pressing the hip bones up towards the sky. Take a big deep breath in through the nose and open your mouth. Exhale, let it go. Good. One more deep breath in through the nose. And as you exhale to the mouth, bring the knees down to your mat. Find child's pose. Totally let the whole body surrender to the earth. And in your child's pose here,
bring your fingers and your thumbs together, kind of making a little triangle with your index finger and thumbs. Allow the forehead to rest against the mat. Allow the heart to just melt through the shoulder blades. Really letting it all go here. One more breath. Good. As you inhale, slowly start to come to sit on your shins, walking the hands back towards the knees. And we're going to come down onto our back. So come to sit onto your butt, swing the legs around. Keep the knees bent and the feet on the ground, and just slowly lower all the way down to your back. Good. So keep the feet about hip distance apart here. Bring the heels back so that they're either touching your fingers or close to touching your fingers. We're going to take bridge pose here. So as you inhale, press down through the feet and start to lift the hips up. And really what we want to focus on here is letting the heart come up through the chest. And as you exhale, slowly lower down one vertebrae at a time. All right, so take that flow with the breath once more. So inhale, slowly start to lift the hips up, lifting one vertebrae at a time up off the mat. And as you exhale, reversing, slowly allowing each vertebrae to land back on the mat. Good. This time when we get up in our bridge, we're going to hold it. So pressing down through the feet, inhale, slowly lift the hips up. And once you reach the top here, if you'd like, you can start to clasp the hands underneath your low back, kind of roll your shoulders up underneath you so that the heart is really opening up, the heart really pressing through the chest. Stay here for 3 breaths. Deep inhale. Exhale. Inhale. And exhale. One more time. Deep inhale. And as you exhale, open the hands, slowly release back down. Bring the knees in towards your chest. Give yourself a big hug. Maybe find a gentle rock back and forth. Good. Cross the right knee over the left like you would if you were sitting in a chair. Bring the hips over to the right just a little bit and start to drop those knees over to the left. We're going to find a reclined twist here. Reach the right arm out towards the sky. Maybe even look over. Maybe begin to close the eyes. Just feel the nice release along your spine in this reclined spinal twist. Good. Come back onto your back. Release the legs. Let's take it to the other side. So crossing the left knee over the right. Shifting the hips over to the left a little bit. Dropping the knees to the right. Keeping that left shoulder grounded into the mat. Feeling the opening across that left shoulder, across the left part of the chest. And breathe. Good. Slowly start to come out. Bring the knees back over center. Give yourself one more squeeze. Bring the knees in towards the chest. Good. Release the knees. Start to roll over onto your right side. Keeping your gaze and your focus inward, gently pressing up, coming back into that comfortable cross-legged seat we had when we started the practice. Take a moment, take a big inhale, reach the arms all the way up overhead. Bring the palms to touch. As you exhale out of the mouth, bring the hands down to heart center. Just feel the space you've created in really all parts of the body, but specifically and especially the neck, the shoulders, the upper back, the chest. Thank yourself for taking these moments to go through this sequence, to create more space, to let go, relieve some of the tension in your life. Thank you for joining me for this flow part of our practice. For the open part, I would love for you, if you have the time, to take out your journal and just start with,
I'm ready to let go of. I'm ready to let go of. See where it takes you. Thank you so much for joining me on the mat today. I'll see you next time. Bye.